Hey everybody, welcome Mark, Maximiano. Hey, welcome. RB, welcome. Can I follow you on the inside? Well, I mean it's all relative. I mean, Discord is down below. Link for it's like $5. I have lots of other stuff, but how can you follow me? Link is in the description. Patrick, my man, Sledge, you had an amazing day. Valerie, Craig, Tara, Kimberly is here this evening. Happy New Year, everybody. Alan, Kimberly, glad to see you. Kimberly, I just sent you a picture, and I should show everybody this picture. Let me pull this up. I just got a camera. Like I upgraded my camera situation. This is not it yet. Uh, I just got this. I was playing with it. This is how it came packaged. Look at this right here. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that what you want to see when you spend a couple grand on a camera? Um, Open it up, and you're like, that. I was like, oh, hopefully this camera's all right. It took a really amazing picture, and it's only got 39 photos on the camera body or the shutter, so um, it's gonna be all right. That's a Sony A7. It's a Sony A7 IV. So yeah, bubble wrap. I guess it was open box. I guess somebody had bought it, and I mean, I got a substantial discount because I bought the open box, but I was not expecting it just to come in a couple bubble wrap packs for like for like a couple grand. I mean, so yeah, it's a nice camera, and hopefully we can eliminate this blurry crap that I got going on. So it will be upgrading to the situation you see right here in the not so distant future. I'm going to probably first use it next week during the. I've got an in-person event for my VIP inner circle group, and we're gonna try to do the live stream with a live studio audience. So we'll see. We'll see. I got a lot of moving parts in the works for that. So we'll try to do that live studio audience. That'll be the morning monster show on Thursday and Friday next week, and then my parents are going to Norway, and they may take the camera. My dad was like, "Hey, that's pretty nice. I think it might be nicer than the Nikon I have." So we'll see if they take it to Norway with them and take some pictures of the Northern Lights. And hey, so anyway, then I guess if it makes it back from that, it'll be in the studio then. So anyway, all right, welcome everybody. So George, Dawn, welcome. So yeah, it is a very nice camera. I was like, I wonder how many pictures it's taken. I was like, you never know open box if somebody used it for like 1,000 pictures or something like that. And so I held it up, took a picture of myself real quick with everything on auto, and it was a pretty amazing picture. Like 30, I guess 33 megapixels, and it like picked up every little piece of dust on my glasses. Focused on, you could see the the eyelashes, everything. You can see the pores where I missed shaving around the corner of my mouth this morning. I mean, it was a pretty neat photo. So yeah, I've got a Lumix right here, and the autofocus on it sucks. It's a G7, sucks, and I can't leave it on. I have to leave it on manual focus, and if anything happens, like it, oh, so my YouTuber friends all recommended the autofocus on a Sony. So far, pretty impressed with the camera. You know, my 20 minutes of playing with it, and yeah. So anyway, Happy New Year, everybody. That's what we got right here. Champagne has been poured, been drunk, and we had our first market day. So hey, there's Justin. Hey, you're probably surprised I bought a Sony. Gonna upgrade from this Panasonic you got me. Yeah, I like it. So far, I'm impressed with the Sony. So it's I read so much crap. I almost called you actually, Justin. Anyway, I know you like those Canons, but I went with the Sony. All right. Welcome, everybody. So the Santa Rally officially over tomorrow. Yeah, Kimberly's on the stream too. So say hey, hey to Kimberly. She's there somewhere. So, Santa Rally officially ends tomorrow, and looks like it might have been over today. We'll see if we buy the dip and rally again, or if it just drops from here. So, hey Kimberly, hey Kimberly. No, Kimberly is supposed to say hey to Justin. Good grief. Anyway, FOMC minutes coming out tomorrow. Is that going to put the kibosh on any type of rally? We'll see. I'm kind of skeptical what they got to say. And and then we'll take 30 minutes of your request. Remember, when I get to the requests, one per person, let somebody else go, and then you can go again. So, all right. All trading involves a substantial risk of loss. Past performance, not necessarily indicative of future results. I may never get one of these right again. This presentation intended to be informational, educational, fun, entertaining. It is not a recommendation to buy or sell anything. No stocks, no options, no bonds, no cryptos, no forex, no futures. Almost can't say it. Tongue tying myself. Don't buy them. Don't short them. Don't long them. Don't short them. Don't buy them. Don't sell them. All trading involves a substantial risk of loss. All right. If you're trading, you might lose. And God bless you all. One person really having some heartburn on orders today. If you don't know how to make orders, you don't understand the pricing on orders, you don't understand my pricing on orders, for gosh sakes, paper trade. That's a real thing. Like, even if you're paying to subscribe to information, it's not a race, all right? Like, it's a race against your subscription, but we offer VIP upgrades and all sorts of things and deals to continue. And I mean, for gosh sakes, just learn how to place the orders. All right, be super comfortable. Like, this should not be like you're like doubting if you have the right numbers, and like, if you're at that point, you should definitely be paper trading. All right, definitely. This should all be like second nature to you. And if it's not, paper trade. For gosh sakes, get comfortable with it. It's not a race. All right. If you feel like it's a race, if you feel like you're behind, if you feel like you gotta trade, there's just no way you're gonna get. You're gonna have to trade. You're gonna have to learn on your feet. You're gonna take losses. You're gonna lose money. I mean, everybody here, like, admit, I've done that. I mean, I understand the mentality. All right. I'm telling you, if you don't take it easy, you're gonna F it up. You're gonna lose money. And if you think that's not me, if you're like, he doesn't know what he's talking about, I guarantee you, I'm talking to you. All right. I mean, Ray, we understand my mouse, my trade. Well, some of us understand that. I'm talking to the people out there that don't understand that. You think that's not me, right? There's always another trade. That's right, Don. Always. Rongamer has been practicing paper trade. I don't call him out. Like, he has been paper trading like a beast, trying to make sure he understands how these orders work. Super proud of that dude. I'm telling you, there is valuable lessons in getting totally comfortable and figuring out what the pricing is. All right. There's always going to be more trades. There's always going to be that next one. Like, so what? You missed this cycle. There's always more to it. All right. I'm serious right now. Like, do not have FOMO. If you're having fun, like, you're like, oh my gosh, everybody's going to be so far ahead of me. I'm telling you, like, you've already lost the game of who's got the most money. All right. Elon raking it in, top in the world, team, 258 billion, whatever. You're way behind. All right. It's not a race. It's where you're at. It's making a difference in the life of you and your family. All right. Michael last week had a $131,000 day in one day. I mean, that was awesome, Michael, in my VIP group. I mean, it was great. So it's not a race. All right. If you're feeling like you've got to trade big so you can catch up, you got to quit. You got to quit. Trade so small that you don't care if you win or lose. If you don't have that kind of money, stop trading. Like, if any amount is too big where you're going to stay up at night worrying about that trade, you don't need to be trading. That's it. Like, that's That's the best advice I can give you. All right. You got to be completely okay with whatever trade just going completely south. I mean, tomorrow we could wake up and somebody flies an airplane into a building and they shut down the markets for 2 weeks. I mean, we've had it. All right. There's Goose. I mean, he knows. Goose just had one of the best years he's ever had. I think Sledge maybe had one of the best years he ever had. These dudes know how to trade, all right? But they didn't just get here. Trying to catch up with them, you got to baby step it. The only way you're going to get good at this is lots of little practice. So it's not even like a thought. What your exit is, where's the best entry, all that stuff. So, anyway, it's not a pay to play. Like, it's not a earn your way through it. Like, people that say that it's cringe to don't learn while you're trading. I mean, you need some base level of, I'm pretty confident that I know how to get into and out of a trade. And, just let's make sure that we're not trying to catch up. Like, you're not trying to win the race when you're not even really started. So, all right. One contract at the time. That's right, Goose. Until you're just like, oh, I mean, I probably traded, I can't even tell you how many thousands of option contracts I probably traded last year. Thousands of option contracts. I paid a lot in commissions. But at the end of the year, I was up. Now it's all starting over, back at zero. So, closed a banger on Apple this morning. That was an awesome trade. Loved it. Bought some puts last week, closed them out today. Pretty good trade. That was shared with my VIP group. Anyway, alrighty. So, we can all tell the story of the big loss. At least if you've paid for your education, you've got the memories. They're painful. All right. If you don't have those painful memories, you're playing a dangerous game, and you're lucky. But paper trade, so you're confident, you know what you're doing. If you can book 30 wins in paper in a row, you're probably doing all right. All right. And just because you're in paper, don't think you can gamble. That's a horrible way to treat it. If you don't treat it like a business and real money, and people say treat it like a business, well, I'll tell you, I don't like to lose money when I'm doing business. So, anyway. All right, so Santa Rally over tomorrow. It's officially over. Like, that's the official term of the Santa Rally. Starts the trading day after Christmas, rallies through the second trading day of the new year. That's tomorrow. Then we're done. So any Santa Rally they're talking about, that was it. And so far, we're not really rallying. I mean, maybe just a little bit, but not much. FOMC minutes are out tomorrow. Could cause some chaos because Jerome Powell saying they talked about cuts. All these other Fed members came out after Jerome Powell and said, no, we didn't talk about any cuts. I don't know what he's talking about. Well, if they didn't talk about cuts in the minutes, how likely is it that we're going to get those cuts this year? So, yeah, Santa gave the money to healthcare and Dow today, apparently, according to Goose. Gave it to Bitcoin today. Looked like that was the big winner early. So, gave it back a little bit in the afternoon, but still up for the day. And then we're going to take your request. So, let's pop through a few things, talk about it, and then we'll get on to business. So, pop up the red list. And let's just start down here on the ES. ES is S&P 500 futures, and we made a higher high on ES, which is the S&P futures, but we didn't make it on the cash index, which is SPX. Odd. So we actually saw a higher high in Nasdaq, also, not just the futures, but this one getting a little more correction. And we may see this accelerate in the coming couple days. So, I got a feeling that the Santa Rally is not happening. So far, we got a little pop, and now we're getting the drop. We're already below the low we had last week before last. The 70-point down day on the S&P 500. Nasdaq's already below it. S&P's not. Could see some acceleration in S&P. We could come back to the roadmap line. Kind of discussed this morning. We've moved up. That was a substantial rally. 618 retrace would not be out of the question, which also lines up with the roadmap line. If you want the roadmap line, link is in the description. Just click the more button down below the video. If you want to chat with me like all these fine folks, then click the button over here. Be a subscriber. Subscribe. Click the button. A few seconds later, you can chat while we're on the live stream. Moving on. So, there you go. That's at ES, S&P 500. That's the Nasdaq. Looks like we may do a 618 retrace there. Takes us back to the roadmap line. Imagine that. Kind of all confluence, right? So, we could be looking at, what is that level? JT. Well, we're talking about 4,400 on S&P. We're talking about 15,300 on the Nasdaq. What is that QQQ? Covered that this morning. It was like 371. I have that right? I think it was in Q1. Let's see, in Q1 exclamation point divided by 41. I think it was 373, but on the QQQs it was, yeah, let's see, 370. Yep, 371. Look at that right there. 371. So if we get that retrace right there, 371, you may be like, what the devil are you talking about? Well, let's just load it up and see. Right there is QQQ. And yeah, 371, right in the ballpark, right in the vicinity. Maybe 368. Yeah, close enough. So there you go. Hold off on the request for just a minute. Let me get there. Let me update everything. Russell could see a retrace back in that zone right around 1850, 1840, possibly as low as 1810, 1800 maybe. Yeah, probably going to get a big down. So all three of the major indexes, the broad index, S&P, big tech, and Russell, all kind of saying that we may see a pullback. Now, could we pop a higher high from where we are now? Sure. Entirely possible. But they all look like we may roll on down. Be careful. Oil continued to be weak today, kind of pushing back into that trend line. Still holding the orange box. If we get below it, watch out. We're probably going lower. 65, 62 would be the next downside targets. Then bounce up again. Another one of these. And we could ultimately flush on down to 55 area down here. Doesn't have to go higher at this point. Doesn't have to go lower at this point. Just retesting support. Brent, same kind of situation. Just retesting. And we draw the fib line. See, we're at that 618 retrace. I think that's the same thing we got going on. Yeah, we're just pushing into the 618 retrace there. I should zoom it up where I could see it. Right there. Just push just below it. 786 is really kind of the where we don't want to see it get below. We get below the 76, we're probably going low. Gasolina is also doing a 618 retrace. Right there. 50% retrace. Almost touched 618. And get a little sparky there, even though the futures market should be closed. Oh, that's the fib line's making it dance. Making it dance. So, had a little bit of volatility. 7, 8 cents, 9 cents, 9 cent range on gasoline today. It's pretty big for something being only $2, $2.10. Remember, that's wholesale prices, doesn't count any of the taxes, and that could bounce very strongly. So, same with CL, same with Brent. All these kind of hanging out the 618, that could bounce very strongly. Diesel looking a little more bearish though. Look at this. Heating oil, aka diesel, coming a little more bearish. That's down below the 76. Been there. It was down there Friday, down there today. Tried to push higher, but didn't. Got rejected off the 618. That one may push on down to 240, possibly 231. So we'll see right there. Yeah. So gold. Yeah, I was talking about there's a historic. Now they can stay off of the historic tie, but they're not likely gold, the metal, and black gold historically have a 20x ratio. What does that mean? We can look at GC1 exclamation point divided by CL1 exclamation point. So right here. Right now they're rolling at a 30. Can they hang out at 30? Yeah. Can it get worse? Yeah, it's been worse before. It's been all the way up to 32. It's been all the way up to ridiculous when oil went negative. Was up to 45 before. But if you look at it, long term, 20 is kind of like the place we keep coming back to. We hang out below it. We hang out above it. Can we go ridiculous? Yeah, we can go up to 45, 50. And this is the ratio of price of gold to a barrel of oil. So we're at 30. I mean, historically, even in bullish periods, we get up here around 30, then we come back down to 20, and sometimes we dip below. That would suggest that oil pulls up. If gold goes on a run higher, we're going to see oil run with it at some point. Could it be years later? Yeah, it could be years later. I mean, we're looking at weeks of time, and so anytime we get significantly away from this line, this 20 line, we're probably coming back to it. Haven't really been below it since had two little dips below it, but haven't really been much below it since 2014. Been on the upside. Of course, when oil went negative, we have a giant asymptote in there. Spikes up to infinity and down to zero. Or negative 40, I guess. So, yeah, they call it black gold for a reason. So these hang out kind of in the same ratio. Do I think this is going to leave this historic ratio? Probably not. It's probably coming back to that 20 level at some point, sometime. Whether gold takes a crapper or black gold catches up, we'll see which one it is. So just keep it in mind. All right. Natural gas. JT's been saying that we're probably going down to $2, which we might do. Rallied back up in the double box just a little bit. Still below the downtrend line. Yeah, we're just consolidating. Watch out for a push down, though. Kind of rejected it last week. Rejecting going higher today. I don't know. Still think we'll probably go tag the bottom of the box. Yeah, asymptote. Have a hard time with that word too. Asymptote. Anyway, there's GC. I mean, it's an engineering term, right? You do all your nerdy calculation. Let's not get into calculus and differential equations. JT's taking all that stuff though. Silver looks like it died. And it got exciting, but then it just died. This makes me wonder if gold's actually going to go or not. So, gold actually kind of in some sort of uptrendy kind of thing. That was a higher high, but kind of the highest high at this point. Kind of, it was the highest high. We could go on a deeper retrace. So super caution. We could get continuation, but that higher high could have been it. So cautious, especially with silver being stupid and just going sideways. So not sure. We definitely have copper looking a little not super awesome at the moment. It went for the breakout, but it did not, or has not so far been able to break the prior high or get any kind of continuation. So caution is advised on that one. Now we can hit some Bitcoin, which, I mean, that was a heck of a move, right? Who wouldn't? Anybody not happy with that move today? Oh, getting a little more rally back to it this afternoon. It was pushing back lower earlier. Of course, maybe it was a different broker. If you didn't know, different brokers, there's no unified single price for Bitcoin. If you look at a Coinbase, it's going to be different than at Binance, and it's different than crypto.com, and it's different than anywhere else you can pull it up. I think this is the one I had on the other chart, and we're getting a little more rally again. It was pushing down in these tails earlier. Coinbase, yeah, I tend to watch Coinbase. It's pretty liquid. Yeah, if you wonder what I'm talking about, if you've never done this, BTC USD. Look, here's all these brokers: Bitstamp, Coinbase. That's at TradingView, Binance. There's Crypto.com or something. Not sure. Maybe not Crypto.com. Bitfinex. There's the futures at CME. There's Kraken, Oanda, CryptoCap, 8Cap, G-Mini, Pepperstone, and the list goes on. You can. All of these are all different, and everybody can have a different price on Bitcoin because there's no central broker. All right. Now there is arbitration that takes place. You may be, if you're astute and you're like, whoa, that presents arbitrage opportunities between brokers. You are correct. And unless you have cross broker agreements to do such arbitrage, you're probably not going to do it. And it's just a retailer. There's other people that have that stuff on automated lockdown, trying to actually provide that liquidity between brokers and keep everybody balanced. But it's a careful dance, so that you don't accidentally create a liquidity problem at one broker versus another. So, and get things more out of whack. So yes, there is arbitrage opportunity to balance prices, but as you can see, they tend to hang out within a couple $100. Crypto.com, for whatever reason, tends to be a little less liquid and actually runs a couple $100 north of other brokers. Most of the time. Not all the time, but most of the time. Coinbase tends to be a pretty liquid price and tends to run a little lower for whatever reason. So I tend to watch Coinbase's price a lot and the futures price. The futures are a central broker. BTC1, US1 exclamation point. Why do I use the futures a lot of times on the morning show? Because it is a central broker. And this is a certified price. So that one's running 45.3. And hey, there you go. But it is closed until 6 o'clock. So Ethereum doing something a little less bullish. Not really breaking out. Not really pushing higher prices. Pushed that higher price last week and lower high today. Makes me think we're going to get a deeper retrace on Ethereum that may not show up in Bitcoin. Bitcoin does have the spot ETF approval probably coming up next week, and probably going to create some fireworks. Positive fireworks, negative fireworks, I don't know. It's going to be volatile, more than likely. We're going to get some volatility. Maybe a sell the news event. That'd be pretty likely. Could create a short squeeze for some way, somehow. That's a likely event. So, the simple thing to say is going to create some volatility. Is that volatility priced in? I doubt it. I seriously doubt it. Now, a lot of people getting kind of, for lack of a better term, butthurt over the miners not really participating in the move up today. Well, guess what? Miners participated before the move up and kind of telegraphed that we were going to see some shenanigans in Bitcoin, which, this crazy move today, we saw like a 10% move in the futures, was kind of some shenanigans, if you want to. I mean, I call it shenanigans. We're up 6% on the futures. That's pretty crazy. I mean, when you actually look at the spot market, we were only up 2%. Of course, the day depends on the broker to when the day rolls over. And we had a big candle yesterday, big candle today. So kind of splits the day. But on the futures chart, it was some shenanigans. And got to be careful. That's the long and short. There's volatility in crypto. If you're not used to it, don't freaking trade it. Period. All right. Dogecoin. That's not bearish. I mean, that's not bullish at all. That's probably drifting down. That's Dogecoin, not the most interesting in the moment. All right. So we're to that point where I'll take requests. So if you want to throw a request, make sure you throw one ticker at me. Let somebody else go. At least give somebody else a chance to go. And then you can go again. So, all right. Let me see if I see any tickers that were in here. Lots of chat. I don't really, sorry if I missed it. I see PFE and I'll start there. So Pfizer, yeah, nice little pop, but still way below the roadmap line. That's bearish, baby. That's a bearish one. It's kind of been a dumpster fire and may continue to go down the drain. And ouch. Didn't do that. Didn't bounce. Didn't break out. So now we're on the down. We're below the roadmap line. Established downtrend. Haven't touched the roadmap line since all the way back here in January. Could get a little relief rally up to the roadmap line, but probably going to get, all signs are we're going to get continuation lower. So be careful there. SVXY, we can look at that one. I mean, yeah, load the boat price. I don't really have a load the boat price. If we touch the roadmap line, it'd be strong. I'd strongly be considering it. But remember, 20%. We could get a 20%. That would be well below 86. So that would really be the load the boat price. Is anything below 20%. I'd probably be buying 2 months out, loading her up. So something down around 80, maybe. 86, I'd probably be buying some, but 80, I'd probably be loading the boat. Let's get our story straight, all right? 15% pullback would be nice. 20% is real nice, in the words of Cousin Eddie. So, all right. There you go. Hey. I lost where I was at. That was beautiful. KC1 coffee. Oh, coffee looks like she may give it back. Come back to the roadmap line before we go bullish again. This may come back right there. And bounce. Now, the other thing to watch here is it may be an echo. Could be an echo of the prior move, which is right where we are. So, doesn't have to drop to the roadmap line. Could be an echo and turn higher. This is a potential bullish reversal here. If we bounce to the roadmap line and turn up, that would be positive for an extension. That target would be 211, possibly 221 per 100 pounds of coffee. And if we just turned up from where we are, the echo play out something like 214. If that was an echo, it would play out the same thing. So there you go. That's coffee for you. And EPD looks like a potential going up, but how far down do we go first? So, I would be much more confident on a bullish entry on coffee if it hit the roadmap line than I would be right now, but that's just me. EPD is sideways. I don't really like how the roadmap line is taking this kind of downward slant to it. Looked better over here, not as awesome over here. If we break above this resistance, we could go higher, but otherwise, watch out for more sideways. Hadn't been higher than that, hadn't been lower than that. It's just a giant sideways. Built the range all the way back there in June of 22. It just doesn't look super awesome. And LEN, Lenar, probably do a pullback. I mean, that was a wicked move. right up into the 1618, just hovering there. Couldn't make it to the 272 on the first attempt. Could charge up and go for it, but could also drop back to the roadmap line very quickly. Maybe like, but there's no way. Well, look at this pullback right here. Go off the high. Look, it take us right back down the 618. Okay, well, maybe not that big. Well, could be that big. That would take us right back down to the 1272. So we're either going to consolidate. I mean, this is like the classic move right here. We either go sideways and then pop. We go deeper retrace, find support and pop. Or we crush it down to there. We already didn't get continuation right on up there. So we're either going to go sideways, we're going to retrace, or we're going to fail. You know, sideways and pop, retrace and pop, or we don't hold support and we retrace deeper. Could retrace to the breakout or back down to the roadmap line. What we got. That's the long and the short of it. All right, Tesla. I already have this on a different chart, simplified right there. So look, we're below the trend line. That's bearish. We're retracing. That's bearish. Till we can break out through this resistance, we're still in a bearish zone. Now, big picture and little picture, can you make money on a $10 pop, $20 pop, $30 pop? Yeah, you could probably make pretty good money popping up into that resistance, and then it could still drop. So keep in mind your time frame and what your picture, your time frame and picture. So if you're trading small time frame this week, we could pop up into the resistance. We could also break down. If we break down below the roadmap line, watch out. We're probably heading down to this 177, 180 area down here that I've been hanging on to as a target for a couple months now. It just looks likely that we're going to go retest that at some point, unless we can get above the downtrend line. It's like, yeah, JT, that's a lot of crap drawn on the chart. Yeah, it is, but we got this large downtrend that we started all the way back here in November 21. Confirmed it right here in July of 23. Now we're in 24, and we still haven't broken through it. Watch out. COR. And I am feeling better finally. First time in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever. I was just getting sick 2 weeks back. Last week, I was like, meh. This week, feeling a little better. A lot better. Probably 85, 90% better. Almost back normal. And that one, nice move. Target resistance at 210, right up there. Could it push on through? Yeah, it could. 228 maybe, but watch out. So I had a little trouble. Look at that. Right up to the 1618, retrace back to the 100. Right up to the 1272, excuse me. Up to the 1272. Couldn't push higher. Retrace back to the breakout. Pushing up. Same pattern all the time. Watch out for the resistance there. If it can bust on through 228, but watch out. That may be the end of the move, and we may get the bigger, deeper retrace back to the roadmap line over here. It's not magic, just the same patterns. It happens. Like we get come up, reach exhaustion. That one actually hit the 272. Probably unlikely we do that twice in a row. We could. It could come up here and then retrace. Just watch out. All right. AMD hit the 150 target, and now we're retracing. Now the retrace target is down here at 85. JT, say it ain't so. Why can't you say it's going higher? We hit 150. I said 150 for months. Months and months and months. Now look what we got to do. We got to correct this whole big move. And that puts us right here. In fact, I've got it drawn on this one. Got two different chart layouts going. See right there? Right back there. 85.90. Somewhere in the zone is probably the target. Could it make one more push higher? It could. Could extend? Sure, could. But there's no high probability anything left. Like it tagged 150. It may very well come down here. All right. Google it. Is probably coming back to the roadmap line. Bounced off the 1272. Roadmap line. Hadn't been there, hadn't touched since October. That would be what my guess was on Google. BA. Yeah, probably going down. Going down in a blaze of glory. I drew that line a while ago. Said if we break through, probably going up there, find resistance, and then retrace. And guess what? Just like other things, AMD. It's not magic. This was a 1, 2, 3, 4. Didn't overlap the 1 and 5. Probably going to get a 50 at 191 to 618 at 173. Retrace. Maybe as deep as 145, 150. Probably. This oval is slightly inaccurate. I should move it up just a little bit. Come on. Maybe like that. All right. Any questions? You let me know. AVGO. That looks like it wants to roll. Like all these charts are like really extended, and what happens when they get really extended? They come down really fast back to the roadmap line. It happens. See that right there? Right back down. Last time before that, yeah, didn't really get too excited for a long time. So watch for when they get overexcited. They tend to come back down really fast. See, that one went really excited and just parked. And then we've gotten really excited again. We could just park, but the faster thing to do is just to retrace it back down. Faster, easier thing. Q. And I got nothing on there. I mean, that's probably going to retrace at some point. It's looking a little overcooked to the top. And it would not surprise me to get one of these little retraces about like that. Popped off of there. Yeah. Take us back down to 150. Wouldn't surprise me one bit. Not one bit. EXE, EXR. EXR, please. Extra space. Look at that resistance. Watch out for that. Coming right up into it. See, that kind of exponentially dropped off, exponentially came right back up. Now we're coming into the supply zone. Now, why would I call it the supply zone? Well, look what's happened every time we try to break up out of that. Sell, 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 sell. So watch for a retrace. If we do drop back out of there, watch for support of the roadmap line. That would be a potentially very positive sign, and we could bust up through there. But that little zone would give me caution. It was a buy zone before on the way up. Poked up in there. Buy. But then it was like, uh-oh, buy. Oh, sell. So watch that zone. Watch that zone. S5FI. Yeah, it's still fully cooked. S5FI. That's down at the bottom. Somewhere right there it is. Yeah, look at that 91 today. Fudge and crazy stuff. What are they thinking, man? What are they thinking? Let's get rid of this volume. So even though the market was, that's kind of interesting. The market was pulling back, but that's basically going to be the Magnificent Seven was pulling back, and S5FI poking up in the 90s. Watch out for the roll. NDFI was rolling. That's probably going to dip down below 80. R2FI also rolling. That's an interesting one on S5FI. That really would make me uneasy. That's so weird. Anyway, good catch, Goose. It's like a big red warning flash. It's like an indicator light flashing like problems. CGNX looks like a bearish chart. Roadmap line bounce to the downside. Going down in a blaze of glory. We've got the 618 support, and we could bounce at the 618. So right down here where we consolidated, imagine that. We break through that, probably coming down 32. I mean, really, we could make it as deep as the 786, but usually when we bust through this 618, it's like 70% likely to get the extension. 32 on the low side, and that's what we got. Apple, like I said, made a beautiful put trade on Apple. Hell, somebody put a giant blue arrow, and look where it went. It just went there a lot faster than... Man, sometimes I get lucky. Lucky or good? Would you rather be lucky or good? Let me know in the chat. Would you rather be lucky or good? I like lucky. I mean, that was lucky. I made $1,200. Almost, well, maybe it's more than that. I don't know. It was like almost $1,300, I guess. That was beautiful. Could I have made more if I bought shorter time? Yeah, but I thought it was going to take a little longer. I thought it was going to take longer than 1 day or 2 days. I guess it was 2 days, 3 days, 2 days. Bought it on the 28th, so 2 days, 2 trading days. Look at that. Somebody drew a big blue arrow, right? I mean, it came and hit that like right there. Look, wow! I booked the profit. I mean, it hit my target. Like that was it. Like, could it keep going? Sure, it could. Hit the target, book the profit, move on. That was a beautiful trade, though. Beautiful. Beautiful. So, alrighty. mRNA. Yeah, look at that one finally. Doing something positive, but that's just right back in that nasty consolidation right there. That's a roadmap, roadmap line retrace from a bearish side. Now, the market's not bearish, so I don't encourage the use of the market roadmap line in a bearish case when the market is not bearish. But if this were to turn down, get below the 618, watch out below. Now, it could break above this, and here's the other scenario. We actually push up higher and retrace back to the roadmap line. Excuse me. Need to zoom this out just a little bit. Could retrace back to the roadmap line, hold, and go bullish. But they're talking about putting the brakes on mRNA vaccines. So when your ticker is mRNA, I don't know. I'd be careful on that one. I think COVID vaccines are kind of Probably not the hottest seller anymore. All right. Looks like you have a dot on your MRC. Hopefully that's the right one. And just sideways crap. I don't know why you want to mess with that. It's low priced stuff around. So several things don't always follow my patterns. One, low price stuff, $10. Don't always work. Leverage stuff, doesn't always follow the patterns. China stuff, because, well, they lie. I've gotten burned multiple times. And so China's on the list. And biotechs. So low price stuff, leverage stuff, China stuff, biotech stuff. That's medical tech, biotech, anything FDA regulated kind of falls in that med tech category. So this one, low price stuff, and it's just sideways. What makes you pull up the chart and you go, I'm gonna make my fortune right there? That's not what that chart says to me. I don't see it. So moving on. Sorry, Jeff Page. A, B. I'm not sure what A. Allegiant. Are we trying to go with Allegiant? And that looks like it's about to retrace. It did the extension of the 618. And did the 1272 back to the 100, out to the 1618. Couldn't make it to the 272. Came back and then flipped positive. Probably gonna get a retrace. Yeah. Can't really. There's not really much upside to work with until we do get a retrace. So it kind of is what it is at this point. All right. NEE. That's below the roadmap line. Could easily get an extension lower. Watch out. Y'all all over these bearish energy charts tonight. Watch out for that breakdown. We get below that low. Not good. No bueno. I'm gonna guess that's Airbnb. Airbnb bat. Airbnb. ABNB. So we're coming back to the roadmap line. That's a lower high. That's 3 in a row. Lower high, lower high. Not too good. That one failed on the continuation. Of course, kind of blurred it up real good. Real good. That's not that could have been a roadmap bounce, but let's see. Yeah, not enough data for a weekly. It had a fair pattern for going higher, but then it's mucked it right up over here, and yeah, that lower high is not good. Not good at all. Couldn't get above the resistance. It may be an A wave down, a B wave, or maybe that's a W wave, X wave. We got a Y. We haven't even done like a 1, 2, 3, 4 or anything yet. So we get a steep retrace and then a continuation lower. Yeah, not a big fan of that chart right now. Very unclear. Scale in, don't know what that means. HSY. Potential reversal, but it could extend lower. So we've got the resistance up here. We've got support down here. That got beat the fudge down. Yeah, it could form a reversal here. We start breaking above 199. That'd be positive. Getting above the roadmap line, be positive. That was basically a 50% retrace. And yeah, almost to the 618. Almost. Of course, maybe that needed to come down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, just a 50% so far, that whole move. And it may get a little extension lower. It's hard to. That's such a big time frame pattern. I'm not sure where we are in that pattern at the moment. Well below the 3-day retrace. Below the weekly. And the monthly still got further to go. Yeah, there you go. We're doing a monthly retrace. It could take a while. Somewhere over here, we're gonna meet up. Likely this and price comes together somewhere over here. Could yeah, that could be out in 25. So we could be farting around on Hershey for another year. That could even retrace up and come back down. Can even do this. Come back up here and come back down. Snap. Oh, that was a gnarly chart. Look at it. Ugh. Why do you want to get involved in that? Looks like it's coming back to the roadmap line. Watch for that. It may find support there and bounce, but does it bounce or does it break down and go deeper? That's a good question. I don't know. There's no high probability anything for me right there. That's not something I'd mess with. MU. Look how choppy and overlapping that is. I don't like that chart. I don't like that chart either at all. Let's be honest with you. It just looks like a gnarly piece of garbage. FYI, FTI maybe. Let's try that. Try to bounce. Met resistance. If it can get above 2150, probably going up to 23. Otherwise, get back below that trend line. Probably come back down for a retest of the roadmap line. If we get below there, watch out below. That's the way that works. And app. Maybe I should do APP instead of advanced auto parts, which looks like garbage. Yeah, it looks like garbage too. Different garbage. Coming back down. And that looks like it's been sideways. Hey, that's just doing nothing. I know nobody requested that, but gap down, nothing. Back to the roadmap line. Now that, hey, there you go. There's one. Potential get back above 987. Could push out 1030, 1055. Market's open. Nope. I don't remember AutoZone. can't remember. AZO. It's AZO. I was remember AZ something. AZO. Yeah, that one's a little more sideways than O'Reilly. That one could go to, wow, 2788. Holy moly. You need to split those babies. Dang, that's some expensive stocks. All right. Let's see. I did Snap, did MU, did FTI, did App, PayPal. Is not looking bullish. That is not bullish. Watch out. We get back. If we break down at all, this starts down. It's going down in a blaze of glory. Support right there at the 618. And we get below the 618. We're 70% likely to go visit 46. Well, 47, I guess you'd say. 47. Bullish case, I don't really have one. I mean, look, let's. How many times has it hit that roadmap line and done that? Once, twice. Three times. I don't really have much reason to think it's going to go bullish for a while. I love their 4-pay plan. It seems like I buy everything with 4-pay plan. I think I don't know. I bought something the other day. Oh, market data. But like 20 years of market data with a 4-pay plan. So there you go. Already did FTI. Roku. ROKU. Probably coming back to the roadmap line. There's the target. A lot of these are the same. Like, nothing really changed. Same Z's. All right, MELI. Probably coming back to the roadmap line. That one finally ran out of juice and probably coming back. And thanks for coming. Oh gosh, I don't recognize your name, but thanks for coming. Prabit. That's not an East Tennessee name. I'm sorry, can't say it. Probably shouldn't even pretend like I try to say it. AU looks like it's going back down to the bottom of the range. Right there. That's what it looks like. And RNA, yeah, RNA vaccines playing with fire. That's right. BT got a big retrace. Probably doing a 618. The support is 324. Right there. We come right back down and try to find support and bounce. WRB. Hey, could that be a bounce right there? It may very well be a higher time frame or a lower time frame, excuse me. Yeah, 4 hour. That is the initial indication that we're going up to 75, maybe 77. It's a 4 hour, does this 4 hour bounce pretty often. And there you go, 75, 77. There you go. Thoughts on HE long term? Or what is that? Hurricane Electric? Hawaiian Electric. Hawaiian Electric. Oh, who remembers what I said back here that was likely to pop back up? I mean, it popped a little bit and then dropped again, but I mean, zoom out, look. Once everything's all cool again, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. It's utility. It's not like the island of Hawaii is not going to have Hawaiian Electric. I mean, long term, it's probably coming back up to this 36 area. Double your money plus buying some shares and just parking them for a while. How long? I don't know. Could be a while. Could be like 25, 26. Could go fast. Might take a while. I mean, there's your normal speed. Something like that. That wouldn't really surprise me to take out to 26, 27. Just to get back up into the 30 area. Extrapolate down on out. Could be dealing with, however far out that is. 27, 28. How long are you willing to wait? Cracker Barrel, CRBL. That one still looks like it's bearish. CBRL. Get that. You did a roadmap bounce. Break down below 618. 70% likely to get 56. Possibly down here. 48. Probably bounce up again before we extend on down. That price would put the price to sales ratio in line with this historic. Unless they just lose a bunch of sales, but they've actually been growing revenue, so they got wicked COGS, carrying a mountain of debt. Although they've reduced it a little bit, but carrying a lot of debt. Goose and I were talking about something over the weekend there, that companies that carry a lot of debt, a large debt component of COGS, tended to not do so well in 2023. Imagine that. Somebody said that debt was getting more expensive. Anybody know who that might have been? Bud, still long Bud, up 400%. Okay, 397%, I think is what it was at the close. Still looking for that to break the resistance, and then we could rapidly head on up. So far, so good. Could it fail? Sure. But that's where I expect it to go. I may or may not run out of time before we get there. I think I'm out to January 25 with my options. They're already up 400%, so I'll check on them. Anyway, that's Bud for you. US 10-year. What do you want to look at the 10-year for? Oh, that's 5-year. That's 2-year. There's 10-year. Looks like it's going to roll back down to a roadmap line bounce. Then, do we do positive? Do we go positive or do we go to negative? I mean, that's the exact pattern I said. Funny enough. That's the exact thing I said. When we break above, we'll probably come up here, hit that resistance, and then roll back down. And then do we break higher or do we break down again? Alrighty. TSM has not been looking too very bullish. Turn down at that resistance. Down to support. If we get below the support, probably going on down. If we could break out above the resistance, we could look up higher for 116, possibly 125. Turning down there kind of indicates that we may go on down and could be bigger, deeper retrace, like down to here. That 78, 90, 70, 79 area right down there. Watch out for that to break down like that. And cat. Cat. Oh, look at that. Look at you. Did the bullish thing. 311 is the upside target. I haven't looked at that in a couple weeks. I was looking at DE, which doesn't look nearly as bullish. Yeah, look at DE. By comparison, that's got a long way to go. Cat consolidating there. I would expect it to push on up to 311. It's got all the makings for it. I mean, it may retrace back to the 618 before it can do it, but if it breaks back below 289, I'm going to say it's going to probably retrace back to 266 before it can get up to 311. That's just the pattern. That's like, how did I know Apple was going down to where it went down to? Look, did the same freaking thing that Cat's doing right there. Look, see how it poked higher, rolled over right there. I was like, it's going on down. Bought it short and bought the puts and right to the 618. So Cat is flagging that same pattern. You may see that roll down. Yeah. Wouldn't surprise me one little bit. XRP. Why you want to mess with that? That's nasty. The nasty pattern right there. That's a watermelon seed squeeze. Unreliable. Could it pop? Sure. Could it drop? Sure. Unreliable. It's just like squeezing a watermelon seed. Unreliable. No good comes out of that pattern. I mean, if you're right, it does, but it's like playing with matches where your hands are soaked in gasoline. That's lose your money fast right there. EGO. Looks like we're coming back to the roadmap line. Ooh, didn't go down as far as I thought back here. Nope, that was a higher high, barely. That looks corrective. May only go to right there. Okay. BSX. Watch for the target. Pretty much got there. Once 59. It may retrace back to the. May do this one more time. Alrighty, that's that one. Cisco, CSCO, as opposed to SSY or SYY. Ugh, bearish. Held there, but we're below that. Ugh, nothing. It's gonna have to. It left this giant gap, which sucks. I hate gaps. That's a big resistance. That's a big resistance. And they're piled up on top of each other. And that's not a bullish chart. That's kind of corrective and maybe indicative that we're going lower. Could go down to 32. URA. And I'm still expecting that to go to 40. This is a long-term trade. Like, how long? Yeah, 20, 24, 25, 26. I don't know. Could take a while. Long-term play. Yeah, 40, 35. That's the 1272. 40. And I keep selling $40 calls because why not? Just keep making money. Go out a few months, sell the call. All right. VIX was missed. We talked about SVX. Well, I talked about SVXY briefly, but VIX is doing nothing, but it's likely to spike. Kind of spiked and dropped back off today. Red doji. I expect to either hit the roadmap line or spike well past it. Somewhere in the 15 to 20, I kind of expect to pop in that zone. It's not uncommon to see a little bit of get a little panic from down in this area. Spike it up between 15 and 20. Then we come back down. Then we can go for a bigger event, maybe out in March. Remember, March is a volatile time. Typically, see some volatility. If you don't know what I'm talking about, let me share this chart with you real quick. Here we are in January. Usually we see declining volatility till about the end of the first week, maybe the second week of January. And then we tend to see a volatility spike that culminates in March. Now we get a little bit flash in February, retrace, and then the main show. And this is 20-year average. So maybe like, well, what does that look like on the S&P? That's what it looks like. Choppy shit, choppy stuff. Choppy stuff. Almost said a bad word. So, choppy stuff. Anyway, Meta probably coming back down to the roadmap line. Hit the 1618. It's got an uptrend going, but we may see it dip back to 300. And Rich, man, it's on YouTube. Just pull the bar at the bottom. Like, you see this bar right here, the red bar? Pull that baby over. MMM. Welcome to the show. And there you go. Right to the resistance. The resistance. Right there. Retrace to the roadmap line. Maybe. And there you go. That's what, like, that one didn't hold. And it went on reversal. And it went 1272. Broke through the 161. Broke through the 100%. The breakout level. Pushed back on through. Broke through the roadmap line. Now we're looking for retrace back the roadmap line and continuation positive. Somewhere up here, we're looking for that. And then that. Alrighty. That gets it. Thanks for watching. That's been an hour and 20 minutes of awesome. So, I'll be back live in the morning. Make sure you subscribe. Hit the button over there on the other side. And turn on notifications. The doodads. If I said anything that you liked, give me a thumbs up. Give me a like. And thanks for coming, everybody. See you again in the morning. Bye for now.